Hi there and welcome to another video. So today we are in Western Australia on the Bibbulmun Track and we are walking 4 days of this trail. So we have just been dropped off by our lovely friends and we are currently at the Mount Dale picnic area. So we're going to do 4 days of the northern end of the Bibbulmun Track, heading towards our first stop, which is going to be Berriking campsite, and our final destination will be the end of the northern end of the trail at Kalamunda, which is where we're going to get picked up to head back into Perth. So yeah, come along with us, let's see what happens. I'm really excited to be here. There's a lot of flies around when I'm standing still, so I think that's a good indication to let's get moving. Hey, here we go. Got your Bibbulmun Track symbol. We're going that way. So I've been walking for about half an hour and the first thing that I've noticed straight away is, other than the sound of me, there's no road noise, no evidence of civilization. All you can hear are the birds and the wind moving between the trees. And it's just beautiful, such different terrain to what I'm used to in far north Queensland, and a really nice temperature too. It was 16 degrees as we set off, 10 a.m. in the morning, so it's probably going to get a little bit warmer, but I think it's going to be fresh overnight. A really great opportunity to put my new sleeping bag to the test, which I'm excited to use. But so far so good, absolutely loving this. And Michael's just passed me a giant gum nut. Check that out. Just look at the sun filtering through these trees. It's just stunning, this landscape. So different to doing local hikes. And that's the beauty, isn't it? Having a change of scenery and seeing different plants and trees. So far the terrain's been relatively flat and easy going, just like a gravel kind of trail. I actually injured my foot yesterday because I went cycling on Rottnest Island and I stupidly caught the end of my big toe on the bike stand and took pretty much the top end of my big toe off. So I've got a Compeed makeshift protection over the end of my big toe, but it's talking to me already, so it's going to be interesting how we go. But I'm very grateful that the terrain is relatively easy and my pack isn't too heavy. I would guess, I didn't have anything to weigh it, but I would say at a guess 9 k's, and I do have 3 litres of water currently on board as well, so not too bad. Okay, talk to you in a bit. So we're going the wrong way. Moral of the story is triple check on your maps before you head off. So anyway, we're going to have to backtrack, just having a coffee to get over the fact, and we'll be heading back shortly towards the Mount Dale picnic road. On a bonus for people viewing this video, you've got to see a little bit extra of the trail, the area around this Mount Dale campsite. And if we'd have kept going the way we go, would take you to Brockton Highway and Brockton Camp. It's beautiful, but yeah, I'm not going to do any filming as we backtrack. And then we're still going to head towards our first stop, which is Berriking Campsite or Berriking Hut. But yes, feel like an idiot, but anyway, there we go, lesson learned. Okay, take two. We're back at the Dale Road picnic area. Now heading the opposite direction, which is the right way. God, I feel so silly, but anyway, lesson has been learned. Don't just get distracted when you're busy chatting with friends. Make sure you check your maps. Yeah, I didn't bring the paper map with me because I went into Fremantle yesterday to the map shop and they didn't have this bloody section. So anyway, my bad, I should have bought the map before I left home, and then just because it's been a busy few days here, just hadn't done it. Did have it set on my GPS, but stupidly didn't look at the GPS until a good half hour in. So anyway, off we go now, take two. And keep following those yellow symbols. Northbound, not bloody southbound. Bit of a look out here. Yep. See the fires burning in the distance. Jeez, that's pretty full on, isn't it? Huge fire going out there. So these are controlled burns happening. But yeah, wouldn't want to be walking through one of those, so you've always got to check alerts before you go. So this first section has had a little bit of up and down with some great views, and just currently heading down. It's almost like we've come all the way around the other side of the lookout from Mount Dale, but we're definitely heading in the right direction, which is the main thing, isn't it? It's just a nice shady section, and we're still sort of going downhill a little bit amongst all the trees. I just saw this on the ground and I thought it was a piece of cloth. It's actually, oh, it's a flower. It's something living, and it's got all little droplets of moisture. It's like sticky, and they've got little hairs on it. I'm not sure whether no, that's just a bit of rock in the middle, but how unusual. If you know what it is, tell me. Anybody? Black cockatoos walking in the distance. It'd be lovely to see one of them up close. Even more amazing if we could find a feather. Oh, there goes one. His flash of beautiful red on his feathers. I don't know if the GoPro would pick that up. So many grass trees as well, they're amazing. I'm feeling buggered, probably a combination of doing our little extra Ks this morning because of our error, and then yesterday did a big bike ride around Rottnest Island. We definitely biked hard. I know, won't like to say actually. The old legs are knackered. So it's that first day of hiking, you know, where you just have to settle into a rhythm, but I'm feeling pretty buggered and I can't wait to get to this camp, get the old tent up and just lay down. Oh, I've not even thought about what I'm having for tea, which is quite unusual for me. Usually I'm fantasising about that as we approach camp, but right now I'm not that bothered. It's still beautiful though, look at the sun. Well, it looks like we're going to have this campsite, or this hut I should say, all to ourselves. We're just going to sleep under here. Could put the tent up on the ground, but why bother when you've got these nice platforms that we can sleep on and check out the view from here. It's epic. So you've got this little Flextail pump, and it comes with a variety of attachments. Stick that in there. 2 presses. Saves a little bit of time when you're weary. Yes, pretty impressed with that. Blew up both our air beds in 5 minutes, and it also doubles up as a light. So there we go. 1 long press, 2 presses to turn it on, so kind of handy in your tent or under here later. Nice. Ooh, look. Beautiful fire. And you can just see the last of the orange glow of the sunset in the distance. What a beautiful end to the day. All I've got to do now is get snug in my pyjamas, and then we can have a little glass of wine, because some very nice person carried a bottle of wine with them. Top man. That's why I married him. Oh yeah. What we got, Michael?
Vin cock or something.
Vin cock? No, cock au vin.
Yeah, with
chicken
spud.
and red wine with mashed potato on the top. Not bad, eh? And we're going to have a glass of red wine afterwards. Living the dream. Good night. Good morning from Berrikin Hut, day 2 of our mini hike on the Bibbulmun Track, and I had a wonderful night's sleep, which I don't often say when I'm hiking, and I really believe it was to do with the new sleeping bag quilt that I had. I was just so toasty warm, and it got down to 8 degrees last night. But what a beautiful morning. You can just see the sun coming up in the distance there. It's about 10 to 6. And yeah, once we've had a cuppa and a little bit of brekkie, we're going to head off. And we're going to definitely go the right way today. I still can't believe we did that yesterday. Oh man, there's a lesson learned there. You know, it's an analogy for life hiking sometimes, isn't it? That, you know, you set off fully convinced that you're going in the right direction. I just can't believe I did it. And the fact that we walked for some time before I actually went and checked on my GPS. And then I was just like, I can't believe it. We've got to backtrack. But anyway, the area that we had to backtrack through was really beautiful. So cheers to that. All right, all packed up and ready to head off. So before we depart Berwick, just a quick look inside the hut for anybody who's interested. There we go. We've got sleeping platform at both sides. So there's ample room. Definitely, I'd say for 8 people, maybe more, depending on how friendly you want to be. Someone's left their headphones over there, and in that box there's a logbook, some information about the flora and fauna, which was interesting. Trying to retain the names of the plants, because trying to match up the ones that I've seen so far with the pictures in there, and trying to hold the names in the old brain. Anyway, it's 7:30 and we are heading off. Here we go. Woohoo! Bye bye Berwick. Thank you for a wonderful night. An absolutely glorious morning. Wow, it's still pretty fresh. Got the old puffy jacket on still, but I don't think it'll be long before it comes off. Warm up, but yeah. Oh, my feet were killing me yesterday, and got some blisters. That's a first for me, and I don't know. I've got some different socks on, and I'm wondering if it could be those. But yeah, I've always been really looking. I'm not wearing different boots, so not too sure about that. But the fact that I'd took the end off my big toe on Rottnest Island didn't help. That's looking a bit dodgy. But thank God for Compedes, they're amazing things. Hopefully my feet will hold up a bit better today now I'm well rested. We've got just under 20 k's to go today, but because we're starting nice and early, we can have a nice break at the halfway point at Whalley. Anyway, here we go. And here we have, by the looks of it, a hut. And we've made it to Whalley. Sorry for the mispronunciation if I'm getting it wrong. So this is our halfway point on the way to Helena Hut. So we're going to stop here and have a little bit of lunch. Nice spot for it as well. Beautiful vantage point from Whalley Camp or Whalley Hut. How's about that? having a seat looking out here. An even clearer view, I would say, off over the ridge. Be a nice place in an evening. As the sun goes down. Very windy here, and I was just reading the little logbook and that's a comment that was very frequent about how windy it is up here. I like it. Oh yeah, wow. Check that bugger out. I'm not... Black-headed python?
No. I think
No?
No, it's not a python. It's a bad one.
Whoa.
Red-bellied black. I don't know. We'll work it out.
He's having a
Sniff.
sniff. Keeping my distance. Oh well, that's the first snake that we've seen. And he's just doing his thing. And I'm not going to interfere with that. Off he goes. Another view of the weir in the distance there. So when we arrived in Perth in the early hours of Friday morning last week, it was raining, and then on the Friday itself was pretty cold and wet. But look at it now, the weather is just glorious. Feeling really grateful to have this along the trail. So I was saying before, my battery just cut out in the GoPro. But just saying before about how grateful I am for this amazing weather. Really fresh in an evening, but beautiful temperature during the day. We've just headed down now into this densely wooded gully, so you can feel it getting a lot hotter because we're out of the wind that we had up at the hut where we had lunch. So this is just really, really beautiful. Again, it's just so peaceful. There's just no sounds other than the trees, the wind and the little birds. Ooh-wee. It's really heating up now. We're moving a bit slower just because it's so hot. Love the colour on that bark. So throughout our walk there's been the markers that we're following, but you're always crossing lots of other little fire trails, and without the markers we would definitely have got lost. You're just constantly crossing other trails that just lead off into, I mean, you know, where's that going? Who knows? But we are going up here. So yeah, really grateful to the Bibbulmun Track Foundation, the volunteers who help keep the track going. Yeah, and obviously someone's gone to the trouble of putting all of those signs out, keep you on the right track. Ooh. You know what, if I could get down there, jump in. It's so hot right now, and there's not much shade where we're walking currently. And I know that we've just come downhill, so at some point we'll be going back up again. Oh, and as she said that, look, behold the steps going up the hill. Is that where we're going? Of course it is. Off we go. There we go. Be good to see him a little closer, eh? Don't know if the GoPro will pick this up, but I'm looking straight at a wallaby who's looking back at me. When I edit this video so everyone can see how gorgeous you are. Yeah, you are. Are you listening? No, he's still on off. There he goes. Whew, I wish I could bounce uphill like that. Be a bit handy right now. So many flies as well. I don't know if I mentioned yesterday there's lots of flies, but they've come back again right now with a vengeance, the heat and the flies. I have watched a couple of YouTube videos of people doing this trail, and just thinking about the time of year that you do it. Obviously, if you're doing it in the heat of summer, I really can't see people doing it where they're skipping a hut, you know, but I guess it would depend on whether you're doing the full bib track in its entirety from Albany to Kalamunda, or just doing a smaller section like we are. But yeah, we were just talking a minute ago and saying if you was to ever do the full trail, I would definitely not be starting it moving into summer. Just in terms of, you know, distance, I did watch some guys who were doing it. I think they ended up doing the whole trail in like 3 weeks, which is just an amazing feat. But they were skipping a couple of huts along the trail. And like today we've skipped one hut and gone on to the second, so we're doing around about 20 kilometres today. And you know, as we're getting towards the end, and it's the middle of the day and it's so hot, I'm kind of, woo! So the thought of having to go beyond that and onto a third is just like, nah. So yeah, that would definitely be my limit, around about a 20k mark. Oh, the flies are just horrendous. They're driving me insane. Look at the colours on that. The iconic kangaroo paw. My sister really likes these flowers. There you go, Zoe. Good bit of rock scrambling this section. So then Lord of the Rings vibe bits of the trail. Keep looking out for Frodo. I haven't seen him. Oh, but look. There's Mikkel. Whew. It is stinking hot. Nearly there. Woohoo! We have finally made it to Helena Hut and campground. Very happy, because that last bit was hard work. Oh yes. Just heading out of Helena, which is a nice start to the day. Ease the body into it. I was pretty tired last night. As soon as the sun went down, I went to bed and I was asleep not long after. Again, we slept in the hut on the platform. We didn't bother putting up our tent. So whether we'll end up using the tent at all on this little trip, I don't know. We'll see what tonight's spot looks like. There were a few other people who had tents, who used them. And I would still bring one if I was doing the entire thing, because it's always nice if you want to have privacy. If the hut was really busy, there was only 3 other people sleeping on the platforms last night, so it wasn't noisy, which is good. Because I went to sleep so early last night, I was wide awake at 4:30 and I've had a lovely morning so far, a slow morning. Just took my time getting ready, watched the sunrise while I filtered my water, and that was lovely. And yeah, we set off at 7 and it's relatively cool right now, but it's reported that it could get up to 31 degrees later today, which is bloody hot. And after yesterday, like, the heat I think is what was really rolling me towards the end, just walking in the heat of the day. Yeah, just saps your energy levels. So making the most of this nice cool morning start, and we'll see how hot we're going to get later on. The hut for Ball Creek camp, so I think we're going to stop here for a cuppa before we keep plodding on. I just stopped for a coffee. We're sitting inside the hut, sorry, because it's really hot outside and the table out there is in full sun. It's a cute little hut anyway. A few people have said in comments online that it's a bit dark and dank staying here, and mosquitoes. There are a few around, but at the moment, because it's really bright and sunny, it looks really nice looking out. One last look at Ball Creek. Looks great in the sun. I don't know what people meant it was dank, but anyway, we're going onwards, refueled and refreshed. Just poured some water on my hat to keep my head cool, and our next stop may be the Mundaring Weir Hotel. chunks of chocolate. Tell I've got food on my brain. So we just passed through the Perth Hills Discovery Centre, and there's a campsite there that looks really nice. So that would be another option for stopping, but we're keeping going and can just sort of see through the trees the Mundaring Weir, or Lake Cy O'Connor, and we should hit the Mundaring Weir Hotel as well. So who knows, maybe something nice for lunch could be on the menu. Just pan the camera around, and there you go, you can see the weir, or the water, just through the trees there. And here's an even better view, a lookout point. Nice. Woohoo! Happy days. From the top of Mundaring Weir, it's crossing over now. Pump house number 1, just in front. And doesn't that look inviting? Oh my gosh, if only I could jump in, but no swimming allowed. I tell you what, it is hot enough to want to jump in. Looking back from where we've just come, see the weir in the distance there. While we were at the Mundaring Weir Hotel, it said on the radio that Perth had had its hottest day on record today. Yeah, that'd be right, wouldn't it? While you're hiking. Oh, I keep thinking about a couple of the people who were at our hut overnight, who were aiming to do the whole trail, and doing it 3 huts at a time. Each of those would have had about 30 odd k's to do today. I think, wow, in this heat that would be well, it would be a struggle for me. And I don't mind admitting it, you know, we're doing around about 20 today, and I'm feeling it. It's the heat, you know, as soon as it cools down you feel a bit re-energised, like this morning, moving so much lighter and quicker, but once this heat builds up, it just saps your energy. Even when you have had a giant plate of nachos. Anyway, it's all good. Still happy to be here and doing it. The Bibb Track. Maybe one day I will do the whole thing. Wouldn't that be something? To clarify, when I say the hottest day on record, I meant for the year, not for ever, because it gets way hotter than 30 degrees sometimes around here. But yeah, so far this year, I think the heat's affecting my brain a little bit. One last look back towards the dam before it goes out of view. Okay, Hewitt's Hill, here we come. Here we have the sign for the hut. Woo. Oh, beautiful woodland, just stunning and peaceful. So here we are. We have made it to Hewitt's Hill, and by the looks of it, we're the only ones here for now, unless anyone else rocks up. Right, get this bag off. Good morning. It's about 8:15 in the morning. We've just set off from Hewitt's Hill Camp. Had a lovely last night on the trail, and yeah, we're going to make the most of our last day as we head towards Kalamunda. Much shorter day today, just over 10 k's, and then our friends are going to pick us up from there. So yeah, Hewitt's Hill Hut is a lovely spot. There's so many different areas to put your tent up. Again, we didn't put our tent up. We slept in the hut because there was only us in there and one other camper in a tent. There was a few mozzies, so maybe a tent would have been a better option for that. But it's such a lovely spot. I was really surprised there wasn't more people there, because if I lived in Perth, that'd be my weekend bolt hole. Hike out, have a nice overnighter, and then head back out. You know, again, there's a fire pit there. Have a lovely fire, take some nice food, and yeah, depending on which way you go, it's your first or your last night. Either way, a great intro or closing to your hike. The other person who was camping last night, a woman called Riv, if by some crazy chance you're watching this, big shout out to you. She was heading off on her first night, or first day of the full trail, so finishing in Albany sometime in December. So as she walked off earlier today, kind of thought, oh, so inspiring, maybe I'll do the full thing one day. But hats off to all the people who do, particularly the solo hikers. Really much admiration and respect for those. Anyway, let's go and enjoy our last day on the Bibb Track. been taking lots of photographs and footage of the flowers today. There's just so many dotted alongside the edges of the trail, and it's made me realise how important it is to keep up with my mobility and strength training. I do it for enjoyment anyway, but it also serves its purpose when it comes to being able to do all of the physical pursuits that I enjoy, particularly hiking. And when you think about, being able to squat down low to take photos of all these gorgeous little wildflowers that are here at the moment, being able to squat with your round about 9-10 kilo pack on your back, because I ain't taking it off every time I want to stop, because it's quite frequent sometimes, is really important. And having that full range of motion through the hip, knee and ankle. Oh my god, can you tell that I'm a Pilates instructor? I can't help myself. Anyway, just thoughts going on in my head right now. I'm just grateful to have that full range of movement, and I'm going to do my best to keep it for as long as possible, which is why I intend to still be doing stuff like this. Who knows, I'm not going to put a number on it, but just by judging on the comments in the logbooks in the huts, people have put their ages, and there was plenty of people in their 70s. There was one that I noticed that said they were 80, doing the full trail. And I've seen a few people who were definitely looking late 60s, 70s, who were doing the full trail. So there you go. I find that so inspiring, and I just think it's that whole saying, use it or lose it. It's cheesy, but it's true. You've got to just keep doing the things that you love, particularly with your body, to keep it conditioned. It's a nice rock, isn't it? I digress. Anyway, it's a good distraction from me waffling on about range of motion and all of that palaver.